Hello, welcome back to another video. And while it's fresh on my mind, if you could hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all those good things. Thank you so much for all of you who have been tuning in so far. A little over 100 subscribers, lots of comments. Thank you so much. This past weekend on the podcast, I mentioned that I went to a gender reveal party, and there was quite a bit of confusion from some of the listeners, and I got some comments about, what do you mean? You mean like a baby shower? And so it's not a baby shower, and since we have video, I would love to show that on the channel and give a little insight into what exactly a gender reveal party is. So in the United States, we do have gender reveal parties. They are very new. I would say probably 10 years ago, they might not have existed. In fact, when my two children were born, like 14 years ago and almost 13 years ago, it wasn't a thing. So we didn't have a gender reveal party. We had a baby shower, and I'll talk about the difference between the two. So if you haven't heard of a gender reveal party, or your country doesn't do gender reveal parties, I understand. So I can explain it. So this past weekend, a good buddy of mine, Matt, and his awesome wife, Sanda, and their little boy, invited us over, my family, and a lot of their family and friends were there. And basically what they did was they told everybody at the same time if they were going to have a boy or if they were going to have a girl. So let's talk about gender reveal first of all. So if you're watching this channel, you're most likely learning English still. So gender means boy or girl, gender. And then reveal means to like uncover or discover. So the purpose of the gender reveal party is everybody gets in the same room and the parents announce one way or the other. I'm sure if you YouTube gender reveal parties, you'll see a bunch of different ways the parents choose to show their guests if they are having a boy or a girl. Matt and Sanda decided to release balloons from a box, which you will see in this video. And if the balloons pop out pink, it's a girl. And if they pop out blue, it's a boy. And when we arrived, we were asked to pick a necklace from a jar, and there were two jars, one with pink necklaces and one with blue. So I chose, I'm wearing my blue necklace because I was sure that they were going to have a boy. They already had one boy, and I figured they will have two boys. It's a 50-50 chance, either a boy or a girl. I went with the boy. Now this was the first for me. I had never been to a gender reveal party. So when I showed up, I assumed that Matt already knew which color balloons were in the box. So I was trying to fish for a hint. So I was like, it's a boy, isn't it? And he told me he had no idea. This was a shock to me. I thought the parents put the balloons in the box so they would know the gender of the baby. But I thought it was so cool that they were gonna find out their gender, the gender of their baby, along with all of their friends and family in the room. So I thought that was so cool. And why don't we go right now to the video of their gender release party.
He's like, what is this?
We have to pull the top. Making feathers.
There you go.
There we go.
I mean, come on. How cool was that? Everybody in the room, like they were just as surprised as we were, and I was so happy for them. I think it's pretty special. I have a boy and a girl, and I think that's just such a great opportunity for you to know, how it is to be the father of a boy or the mother of a boy and the father of a girl. Because at least in my case, it is quite different in the way they act, and I think it's very special, and couldn't be more happier for Matt and Sanda. They are going to make great parents of a girl. They're already great parents of a boy. They get the opportunity to be great parents of a girl now. So let's talk about the difference between a gender reveal and a baby shower. So the gender reveal, you're probably experts by now. You find the gender of the baby out. Now a baby shower, and there are no gifts given at the gender reveal party because you don't know the gender. So you really want to wait to give gifts to the parents when you know the gender. Just, if you're buying girl clothes, boy clothes, and I know some people may say, well, there's no difference, but a lot of other people will say, no, girls wear this and boys wear that. So a baby shower is also very common, and oftentimes it's only for the first child. So the parents will invite you over, or maybe the mother-in-law, or mother of the mom or mother of the dad will organize a party. All the friends, family come over, give gifts, and at least when we had our baby shower, my wife and I, we had tons of clothes for the baby, which was awesome, but we got like so many for newborn, and so we didn't have as many clothes when they reached 3 months or 6 months. So you get a lot at the beginning, but then after they're not so small anymore, all of the kind of clothes that were gifted to you run out. So my wife and I, when we do go to a baby shower, we always bring clothing for a baby who's a little older, just because the parents usually get a lot of the small clothes. And I asked Matt today if, because I couldn't remember if they had a gender reveal party for their first child. I mean, I know I didn't attend, but I couldn't remember if we were busy that weekend, if we had hockey for my son or dance for my daughter or something. But he told me that he did not. And so it's a very new thing, this gender reveal party. But now this is their second child, and I'm not sure if they're going to have a baby shower for this child. But since they already had a boy and had a baby shower for him, they have a lot of boy stuff. And some people do opt or choose, some people choose to have a second baby shower if they have a different gender, so they can get those clothes for the baby that's not the same gender as the first one. So some people are very strict with those rules, like nope, baby shower just for the first child. But a lot of people, I mean, it's difficult. You probably don't have a lot of clothes that the first child wore, so it's perfectly fine to have another baby shower. And I know that we will get Matt and Sanda something nice, something probably very girly for a 6-month-old baby. So I hope that clears up the difference between gender reveal parties and baby showers. And some comments came in from people around the world talking about what they do in their country for parents of newborn babies. And by and large, gender reveal parties seem to be only an American thing. Possibly when we get to the comments, maybe a Brazilian thing as well. So it could be like the Americas, maybe North and South America, we have caught on to the gender reveal thing, but maybe the rest of the world doesn't. So I got a comment from Billy from China. It was very in-depth, awesome. I want to share it with you. I will post it somewhere where you can see it, but it is in Chinese. So my Chinese is a little rusty, so I cheated and used Google Translate, but I would like to share what Billy said about how parents are treated when they have a baby in China. And I have my notes over here, so if you see my eyes darting that way, it's because I want to get it right. So thank you, Billy, very much for your comment from China. The first thing he said, that relatives will give gifts, but they will also give red envelopes. And maybe inside those envelopes is money, but he didn't quite say. But I'm thinking, what else would fit in a red envelope? Oh, envelope or envelope. Both pronunciations you will hear in America. Envelope, envelope. Also, the families eat noodles. That's a tradition in China because that signifies a long life, eating noodles. Also, eggs are given as gifts, and those are also dyed red. And the mom will eat the eggs, and that is called a happy egg. And inside the egg, when the egg is inside the mother, you're supposed to make a beautiful wish when the egg is in the belly. Another thing that the mother's brother is supposed to do, which is the uncle of the baby. The uncle is supposed to give the baby his or her first haircut. And that hair is kept, and it's supposed to be good luck. And oftentimes the mother will keep it inside her purse. And another thing that happens in China for the parents is that the mother's mother, her duty is to say a blessing for the new baby. But the mother's father also, father's mother, so the grandmother on the father's side, also has a duty, and her duty is to make clothing for the baby and blankets and clothing. The mother is not allowed to go outside for 30 days because tradition says that cold breezes, cold winds on the mother is not healthy for her or the baby. And no cold water either. So the mother cannot be bathed in cold water. And it is the husband's responsibility and the husband's mother's responsibility to make sure that this happens. No cold water, no cold weather, mom stays inside, father's mother takes care of the mother. Now, Billy wanted me to mention that China is a very big country. It's a very diverse country. So depending on the region, these customs may differ greatly. They may be very different. So this is just one section of China. And he did say that it was tradition. So people are starting to go away from these traditions. And somewhere above my head, you should see Jorge's comment from Brazil. He said that, and you can read it, but he says that it is very common in Brazil. And I didn't get a chance to hear back from him because I asked, are you talking about the gender reveal party or are you talking about a baby shower? And if he does get back to me, I will pin that comment right at the top so you can see it. And Dimitri from Russia left a comment and he said, no, in Russia, this kind of party is not common. And 2 comments from Italy. Alessandro says that, nope, not common in Italy. And also from Italy, Raffaella says, nope, not common either. But when she had her daughter, she did have a small gathering, went out for pizza, nothing special, with some of her family. And she also mentions that Italy, big country, the South may have a few more parties than the North. And I believe she is from Milano. And I've often heard that people who live in Milan or the northern part of Italy, it's a little different in the north from the south. And I think northerners in Italy might have a little bit of fun with the south. Not all that different from the United States, seeing I live in the north. And I love the south, don't get me wrong. I love the southern United States. I lived there for a long time. My wife is from the south. But if you've listened to any of the episodes from my podcast, especially the one in West Virginia, which is in like the upper South, there are some jokes that go around about, let's just say like brothers and sisters getting married, maybe cousins marrying each other. And from the little that I've heard from people in the north, I think, you know who you are, I'm not going to say any names, but that the southern Italy, I've heard they have great beaches, but I think the north has a little bit of fun with them. And finally, Denise from Portugal. She says, no gender reveal parties in Portugal. So thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope it shed a little bit of light. I hope it helped you understand what a gender reveal party is versus a baby shower. And again, I'll ask you, if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you're still with me, maybe you did like the video, so great. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Love hearing from you guys, and I'll see you next time.